Order the monthly meeting, the January meeting, the first meeting in 2026 of the Utah Department of Alcohol Beverage Services Commission meeting, our monthly commission meeting. We are met here in the multi-agency state office building in Salt Lake City, and we know also that we have some folks online, and we welcome you. I'm Steve Handy, chairing the meeting today, and very happy to have you here. So we have a pretty I think, straightforward agenda. We have some discussion items and some things to get through. New package agency that we'll consider in Bluff. But we will start, as we traditionally do, with the Pledge of Allegiance from Jeff Colvin, who is our PA and Manufacturing Program Manager. Jeff? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, Jeff. For the benefit of those in the audience and those online, I'd like to I've introduced myself, Steve Handy, as Commission Chair, my fellow commissioners, Tara Toohey, Juliet Tennert here, Jacqueline Orton, Commissioner Christopher Conaby, and our Vice Chair, Jennifer Terrazon, to my right, and Commissioner Fallon Owens with us. I'd also like you to know who the staff members are in the department that we work closely with and support, and this morning you need to know them. So to my left is Erica Evans. She is the Executive Director. We have Todd Darrington, the Deputy Director of Finance and Administration. We have Brian Swan here, who's the Deputy Director of Legal and Regulatory Affairs. Jeremy Summerlat, who is the Managing Director of Operations. Doug Murakami, that we'll be hearing from, who's our Director of Alcohol Education. Brooke McCarrick, who is an Assistant Attorney General. She's a fairly new assignment to the department. And I asked her this morning how she was doing. She said there's a lot to learn. Yes, that's right. Michelle Schmidt is in the audience. She is the department's Communications Director. We have Craig Ware, who is our compliance administrator here at the dais. Rob Hansen, our training program manager. He will be presenting the bar applications. Stephanie Hansen, our off-premise program manager. Aaron Hinkle, our violations program manager. We met Jeff Colvin, who led us in the Pledge of Allegiance, our PA and manufacturing program manager. Jorge Corona Levia, who is our program manager. Jorge, welcome. Fairly new in your position. We appreciate what you're doing. Jessica Atencio, our package agency support manager. And here providing support to us is Joe Ferrari and Steve Lucero. They're in the licensing compliance area. And our administrative assistant, executive assistant, Melissa Suarez, here to the far right. I want to announce the proposed meeting schedule. We meet on the last Thursdays, unless there are holiday conflicts, of every month. So we'll be back here on February 26th, and then again on March 26th in the multi-agency state office building. You might know and be aware that we have an upcoming holiday closure in February, a few weeks from here, on President's Day. That will be on Monday, February 16th. Anyone who'd like to provide public comments probably have already noted on the form back here and communicated with Melissa. And at the end of the meeting, after the commissioners have an opportunity for their comments, we'll be pleased to hear from the public, both those who are here present and those online. All right, let's get going here now. We want to first hear from our Alcohol Education Director, Doug Murakami. He's going to provide some statistics and a report to us. Go ahead, Doug.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. In response to questions that the Commission had at our last Commission meeting, I put together a few slides that I'd like to share, if I may, Chair.
Bet, yeah.
Great, thank you. Just a quick recap. This graph shows Utah's youth alcohol use trends from the SHARP survey. It shows a slight uptick in 30-day use from 3.4% in 2023 to 3.8% in 2025. Lifetime use and binge drinking continued to decline. Next slide, please. So this The question was, where does Utah rank? Utah has the lowest underage drinking use rates in the country. Um, Lifetime use and binge drinking are also continuing to go down. Next slide. And this, I apologize, it's a little hard to read, but this lists all the states. The question was, where does Utah rank and how do the bordering states rank as well? And I did have them highlighted. It didn't show up on this particular slide, but obviously Utah is at the top. If you look further on the right side, it shows bordering states with at number 8, Arizona at 5.8%. Number 33, Idaho at 7.2%. New Mexico is 38 at 7.81%. Wyoming, 42nd, 8.18%. Nevada, 8.37%, and Colorado at 8.43%. And the highest use rate in the country is Vermont at 9.56%. Next lowest to Utah, which is at 2.89%, is West Virginia at 4.55%. Next slide. So the next three slides are going to show use rates, lifetime, past 30-day, and binge drinking as compared over time from 2005 to, well, in this case, 2023 with the national rates. It shows the percent decrease. And so for this example, the nation decreased at 39%. This is lifetime use, and Utah's percent decrease was 65%. Next slide. This is the 30-day use slide. The nation dropped at 54%, and Utah's rate of reduction was 70%. Next slide. This is for binge drinking. The nation dropped 67% since 2005, and Utah's binge drinking rate dropped at 78%. Next slide. And then Utah is broken up into local substance abuse authority regions. And if you'll notice there, several of the areas have multiple counties within their regions. And the on the left there, you can see in the orange is the state average for underage drinking. And then we've ranked this list from highest to lowest. And with the state average, as you can see there, Summit County is the highest at 10.7%. Tooele, northeastern area, Salt Lake, Four Corners area, Weaver Morgan, Southwest. And then dropping below the state average is Central, Utah County, Wasatch, Bear River, Davis, and San Juan. Okay, next slide. This is quite difficult to read, but what this represents, the colored columns there represent different years. And then if you can, there's a green horizontal line as well as a blue horizontal line. The blue horizontal line kind of cuts through those columns. That is the state average. And then up above is the United States average there. So you can kind of see who falls above and below those averages. Just for example, if you look at the one sort of in the middle there, Summit County, certainly they're the highest in all of the regions in the state. But if you look at them in 2023, they had significantly high rate. And then from 23 to 25, they've been able to reduce that rate. So it is below the national average now. So that's also a good sign, although they are quite high in relation to the state average. Okay. Next slide. Question came up, how do other substances of use in Utah, relate, or how do they compare to alcohol? And this slide depicts that. And the orange is the alcohol use rate. And as you can see, that's on the decline, but it is at 3.8% this year, which is a slight uptick. And then e-cigarettes, past alcohol throughout the years, but is now below alcohol at 3.5%. And then marijuana, same thing. They passed up alcohol, but are now below. So once again, alcohol is the lead drug in Utah, and that's something we're going to certainly keep our eye on, and keep track of that for sure. Finally, the last slide. Like to talk about this. This is lifetime use, 30-day use, and binge drinking. But this just shows the the number of fewer drinkers based upon the 2005 numbers. So the blue column illustrates those fewer drinkers. Like, let's focus on the 30-day use, that middle grouping there. So there are 31,831 fewer drinkers in Utah as a result of being able to reduce those rates. That's all. That's very good. That's what we shoot for. The key point about this slide, though, is we focus on the orange column, and that depicts the number of drinkers we currently still have. So, for example, that middle column, 14,417 are currently regular users of alcohol within the past 30 days. So that's what we focus on. Lastly, I just want to mention, where do we go from here, and what are our approaches? And what we're thinking, certainly we have some core strategies that we want to still maintain. Parents are a key. We also know that parents are supplying alcohol as well. So there's a lot of different things the data is telling us. Just a few other examples, where do you find the parents? What media channels are the best to reach them? These are all things that we study and we examine. We're prepared to pivot whatever direction we feel that we need to go. Another interesting question came up the other day at one of our meetings is, what about fathers? Can we engage them even more and see how they can impact our outcomes as well? So lots to look at. We'll continue to do that for the future. And I just wanted to share these data points with you. So that concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Doug. That's amazing. Questions from commissioners? Anyone have questions?
Yeah,
Commissioner Orton?
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Commissioner Orton and then Commissioner Conaby.
Great, thank you. First of all, Doug, thank you so much for the information. I think when I posed the question originally, I was under the false narrative that maybe marijuana use had increased and alcohol use had decreased. I think it's pretty obvious that while alcohol use has decreased from 11.9% to 3.8% for a difference of 8.1%, and congratulations to you and your team on that work. Marijuana only decreased 1.6%. So there's not a trade there going on. It's actually just great work by you and your staff, not just recognized empirically in that data, but also recognized obviously nationally. So I know you hang your hat that parents are the most important key in that equation. So, hopefully the parents of Utah are obviously listening and listening to your advice. So thanks for your hard work. Really appreciate the data.
Now, Commissioner Orton.
Thanks. I just wanted to reiterate my gratefulness for you putting aside some time to work on these things, because when I watch the trends that we're seeing within the alcohol industry in other states where they have the, drinks that have, THC in them, I just wondered how that is impacting and will continue to impact us here in Utah, because I feel like we know that we do lose some of our alcohol business to our surrounding states. And so I think that's something to continue to watch, to keep an eye on, to see how the prevalence of those sorts of drinks continue to affect our youth. I know that we do have youth partaking of those here, and I wonder, are they would something like that basically the imported THC drinks and other sorts of things like that, would those be tracked here in Utah right now?
That's a great question, and perhaps Director Evans might be able to best answer that in terms of availability of those products and those types of policy related decisions.
And whether they're included in our data gathering?
Yeah, I can weigh in on that. So we don't carry those products, and so they wouldn't be in our data sets. Whether or not they are out there, potentially, and maybe something we can coordinate with law enforcement on and get more information.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fairly new thing, but it's something that I think it would be interesting to keep an eye on because I'm not sure that that sort of use would show up. And I also have been curious about, I hear from so many parents that their children really have to be told that marijuana is not healthy for them to be using because they are hearing from everyone around them that marijuana is different. Marijuana is okay. Marijuana is safe. It's medicinal, whatever. And so it just made me wonder from an industry perspective whether there was any kind of impact from the, I guess the THC drinks and other things that kids don't even consider to be like, a lot of kids don't consider those to be drugs at all. So anyway, just wondering if we have the ability to be tracking that sort of thing. So thank you. And
Yeah.
thank you, Doug.
I'll chime in just a little too, just in response to that. It is a conversation with other control states who are seeing different things as well. So we can also coordinate with them and see if they have any data.
Thank you, Commissioners and Director. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll just note that this is an excellent report. You've provided lots of statistics to us, the annual report recently. And just to note, maybe to those here in the room with us and online, that you might the Parents Empowered advertising campaign on all kinds of platforms, and Mr. Murakami helps direct that, and the legislature directs a portion of our alcohol sales to the public safety campaign. And Mr. Darrington will talk about that in a moment, give us that number. But these are big numbers, and it takes a lot of resources to get people's attention, to educate, and to make an impact. So thank you very much, Doug. I might have some questions later offline as I just take a little deeper dive, but great stuff. Thank you. Now we'll have from Todd Darrington, our Finance Director, the financial update.
Thank you, Chair. The finance report for this period is the December of 2025 report. The sales and revenues for that period were 27.6 million, or up just under 1% year over year. I know we've talked a little bit about flattening trends, and I just want to share average retail will see a fluctuation of 2 to 5% year over year, or 3 to 5% month to month. So we're well within stable kind of standard trends from a revenue perspective. Our expenses were down this month about 21%, but it's been a correction to a couple of errors that were processed incorrectly. Overall, our healthy position on a year-to-date number is that we will be looking at returning about $51.8 million back to the general fund. To your point about the Parents Empowered and Public Safety Program, in this fiscal year, we have contributed $4.8 million to the public safety program, and the Parents Empowered program for underage drinking prevention has $3.4 million allocated to fight that cause. Are there any questions I can answer for you today on the financial report?
Seeing none, we thank you very much, Mr. Darrington. Thank you very much. And we just say to thank you so much for you and your staff for all of the efforts to really get us in good shape here in the department. Thank you. It's a massive undertaking. Thank you. We'll now have Director Evans and Jeremy Summerlat give us an operations update.
Thank you, Chair. So just two quick updates for me, and then I'll punt the ball to Jeremy. Just want to mention that the legislative session is underway. We're in our second week, ends on March 6th, 45-day sprint. During that time, legislators obviously evaluate laws of all kinds, but that includes alcohol laws. Our recent licensee newsletter went out mentioning one of the items that's being discussed, the 100% ID requirements and then electronic scanning requirements. It looks like the legislature is considering or looking at changes to that law, although nothing has officially passed. And then I also want to mention some good news. We are opening our Moab store on February 2nd. It replaces the current store, which will close on Saturday. It's open to the public at 11 a.m. And it really expands the size and the inventory so that we can better support local businesses in the area. And with that, I'll switch over to Jeremy.
Well, thank you, Director. I hope I don't fumble this.
Lose the accent and we'll be okay.
Just a few updates from me this morning, Commissioners. The RHDP, or the Rare High Demand Product Drawing, is underway and includes Pappy Van Winkle and Sazerac Antique Collection products. We affectionately refer to them as Pappy and Friends at the Dabs. The registration window for this event is January 23rd to February 1, which means we have 3 days, 13 hours, and 36 minutes left to do this registration. And sadly, I can't register, so there's that. The drawing date will be February 2, so we will get the notices out to the drawing winners immediately thereafter. A couple of things I want to share. We keep talking about this in our subcommittee meetings, just as a sort of a public reminder. The DABS continues to make improvements to internal controls, advancing initiatives aligned with recommendations by intergovernmental partners to strengthen our financial, inventory, and store operations policies and processes. It's all underway, and we're in a good place with that. And we had a store meeting with store managers about 2 weeks ago, and I reminded them, and I will remind you that our operational topics that we continue to focus on in our operations side of the business, we remain focused on these particular 5 topics and strengths that we're developing: collaboration and engagement, strengthening both internal and external partnerships, thoughtful and intentional planning, ensuring deliberate decision-making processes, developing leaders, which is a big thing for us, cultivating leadership across the operations system, improving culture. We all want to have an improvement in culture anywhere you work. This is no different here at the DABS. We want to foster a positive organizational environment, and then reporting on measurable actions, tracking and documenting clear results. So all of these things still in process. We're doing all the things. That's all I have today. Thank you.
You know, I was really impressed, and I know the commissioners, when they have time, and not always do I do it, but looking at the weekly report and looking at the survey things, and it's just amazing to me. I mean, there are very, very few negative comments that are logged, and just praise for individuals by name in our stores who are so professional and polite to customers. And it's just that is a great culture that has been fostered, and may that obviously continue. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Now we have item number 7, and Brian Swan will present an administrative rule that we've had a heads up on in a previous month, and there's been a comment period. I should note to all of you here present today that the commissioners have 2 subcommittees, an operations subcommittee and what's the other one? Come on. And compliance, thank you, committee. Lost that for a second. And compliance committee. So we break down into and really go down in depth on these issues and come prepared for our commission meeting here today. So Brian, go ahead and take us through this.
Thank you, Chair. All right, so for your consideration, we have Rule 82-1-105, the label approvals rule. That is in your handout. It's also been informed to you in your subcommittee meetings. This rule was initially proposed to be revised back in the October meeting, and then we had a public comment period over the course of December and into January. And now that public comment period is closed. I am reporting to you that we have not received any public comments on this for you to review. And then just a quick summary of this rule change. We are proposing to remove the capital letters requirement of the alcohol statements on a beer label, and then just a recodification, a cleanup of those subsections right underneath that. So to you, Chair, you can call for a formal motion to adopt this rule, and then we will inform the Administrative Rules Division to formally adopt this and make it official.
Yeah, thank you very much for all your hard work about that. Any before we, because we'll call for a motion, but just allow commissioners any clarifying questions at this point. Seeing none, then it would be appropriate to have to place the motion, and please indicate that if you so move to approve, that it is R82-1-105 label approvals effective. Who would like to make that? Vice Chair Terrazon has made that motion as I stated it. A second, please. Commissioner Orton, a second, please. So any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll now place the motion for a vote. All in favor that we, as presented to us, approve the label approval change, removing the caps on beer labels, R82-1-105, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes, Brian, unanimously. Thank you very much. Now we'll have Brooke McCarrick, our Assistant AG, take us through on the consent calendar the violations that we will consider for this meeting. There are 17 of them. Go ahead, Brooke.
As the chair mentioned, there are 17 items on the consent calendar. We have settlement agreements for all of them. They are ready to be taken as a block vote unless the commissioners have any questions or would like to discuss any of them. They're ready for commission action.
Any questions, commissioners, on these items? Commissioner Tui, did you have your hand up? Thank you. Didn't see you. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and make the motion and then make a comment. I move that we approve items 1 through 17 on the consent calendar.
Thank you. I'll call for a second. Commissioner Tennert, a second. Discussion, please. Commissioner Tui.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out the fact that on several of this month's violations, we saw citations for not offering food. And so I just wanted to take a minute and remind licensees that they do need to provide prepared food. That is what the statute says. So that is not packaged pretzels or chips or something. The department interprets this requirement as any food that is prepared for service to the customer. That could include anything from full hot meals to food trucks to simpler items, but there is a line there. It's distinct. And I just wanted to, based on the violations that we saw this month, just remind our licensees that that is a requirement.
Well stated.
Excuse me, for bars.
Yeah, well stated.
Not for all violations.
Right,
For the
right.
bars.
The bars, for the bars.
And there are a lot of bars on this list, more than usual.
Yes, with your experience on the commission, it's very much appreciated to note this and to provide that further education. Any further discussion, commissioners, or questions? Seeing none, I'll now call for a vote. The motion has been placed, and there is a second. And all in favor that we approve the consent calendar on the violations, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you. Now, Director Evans, you'll take us through the licensee recognitions.
Yeah, thank you. We'll wait for them to come up on the screen.
Okay.
But this month we have quite a few licensees who passed what we call their cub inspections. So checking whether or not they're selling to a minor, operations done by our partners over at DPS through SBI. I just want to congratulate those on the list and tell them good work and thank you for operating safely in our communities. And happy to see a really long list this month. Again, to the point where I cannot fill the talking space. So, no.
That's okay. It's okay. And we've had this, as we know, commissioners in our packet to review this, and here we'll continue to see the 137 be displayed here in the slideshow. Thank you. There it is. Congratulations. It's very commendable. Thank you. Any comments from commissioners? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Now we're going to item number 10. We have a package agency, a type 2 package agency application in the far south part of the state in Bluff. And Jessica will now present that to us, and we'll have some discussion with the applicant. The applicant is online. Thank you. Thank you. We'll have some questions. Thank you, Jessica. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. Andrea Martin, the Type 2 Package Agency applicant located in Bluff, Utah, is on virtual call in order to speak with you about her application. All the application information is in your digital meeting materials, and today is an opportunity for you to ask any follow-up questions of Andrea and possibly take a vote to award a package agency contract.
Thank you very much. I might note that I had asked the director, and I know that she clarified with you that we haven't had a package agency in Bluff
Correct.
to anyone's memory
Correct.
or knowledge that we've had one. And I've certainly been through there a few times. It's incredibly remote. I didn't go the hole in the rock route. I went the highway, but it's still pretty darn remote out there. And then you keep going south, and you go down there through the Forrest Gump famous place and down to Monument Valley and to Gold's, of course, the resort down there. I've been down there too. So anyway, thank you. Let's see, Andrea, you're online and you can hear us. Let's see if she can hear us. Because I had a couple of questions, and I think maybe the other commissioners do too. We'll have Melissa let us know when she's available. Okay. Let's take a second and see if we can get the technology to work. Did you commissioners note that as I noted, what is it? There are 200 residents in Bluff, and she even provided the average age is 64. So I think it's a retirement community. Yeah, 200 residents in Bluff, and yeah. And I'll just note here from the application as we see if we can connect with her that Andrea's had a lot of retail and business experience. She has had she was an archaeological consultant, and then she's worked has had a restaurant, and now has a looks like it's called the Willow Street Cottages that she has there. Is she online? So, let's go ahead and see if any of the other commissioners have just comments, because we can't communicate with her right now. Does anyone have comments or concerns that you even might express, Commissioner Conaby? Or
I
please,
think
sir.
if we went to such a remote location and looked for the level of experience that the applicant has, I think it'd be really hard to find.
Yeah, I think so.
Really blessed that she's coming forward, and it seems like she understands not just our systems, but how to do maybe one of the harder things for a small outlet, having POS and systems to track and all the things that she put. And I was very appreciative of her application questions and the way they were delivered and the professional manner in which they were delivered. And I think we can expect the same of service and compliance. My only question when we look at our scorecards was, and I can make an assumption here without being told, parking and delivery access, but it's on Main Street. So I would imagine there's lots of stores with parking and delivery access. But other than that, I think it's a great experience, professionalism, and I'm excited to move forward.
I thought the other thing that was interesting is I had to clarify this is I asked Jessica and Jeff where the restaurants and the other hotels and places there, I've stayed at that Zion's Lodge place, which is very neat, where they're, they have a license where they're getting the product and they have to either go to Moab or Monticello. And you would know that, Commissioner Owens, they have to go there to get it. So, so let's see, Director. What we're going to do here is that we'd like to ask her a few questions, but we're going to go ahead and move on to the a very large portion of our discussion this morning, and that is we'll have Craig Ware give us the license renewal reminders. Let's do that. Let's just keep moving on, and we'll come back to item 10. Go ahead, Craig.
Thank you, Chair Handy. Just a reminder that we are currently in a renewal period for the following
Hello.
license types. Oh,
Hello, Andrea.
Hi, this is Andrea. I'm sorry. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm on phone now.
Thank you very much. I'm Steve Handy, chairing the meeting this morning. Have you been able to hear our discussion, even though we couldn't hear you?
I did, yes.
Okay, good. Very good. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Just tell us about yourself. I mean, I think I'm just going to say I think it's a very comprehensive and complete application. I have a hard copy of it here, present here this morning. And go ahead and tell us about yourself and about this new enterprise that you're proposing to launch.
Sure. I'm Andrea Martin. I've been in Bluff since about 1998. I started a coffee shop in 2005 in an old trading post. We repurposed that trading post to an espresso bar. Then we started adding breakfast, and then it became a full-on fine dining restaurant in 2014. Had a license from the DABS at that point to serve wine and beer. Retired from the restaurant in 2017 to run our little hotel, the 4-room hotel there on property. And now we have decided that it's time to have a small market with beer and wine options. People are clamoring for it. I believe it would really help put Bluff on the map and really help every business in Bluff overall. So that's our hope.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrea. Let's see. I think we all understand how many Europeans come through and want to see the famous Red Rock country of Utah and the surrounding states. And as you noted here, they're incredulous that there is a lack of opportunities for them for product purchase. And so I have to say that thank you for stepping up and getting your application in and working through the process, because this is a vastly underserved market. How many tourists would you say, or maybe UDOT has told you how many people drive that road a year down through Bluff?
I know that it's over 2,000 cars a day
Yeah,
come
okay.
that route.
All right. Incredible. Yeah. Questions from commissioners? Anything else? Anyone else have a question? Commissioner Orton has a question, please.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I have a lot of familiarity with not just that area, but your coffee shop and breakfast offerings in particular. Our family ran camps for children over the summer in Montezuma Creek for 10 years. And so I am also very familiar with the route to get any sort of supplies between Montezuma Creek and Cortez, Montezuma Creek and Monticello, and then coming to your place in Bluff. and a couple of others, and a couple of others. So I appreciate you, seeing this need. I also appreciate the fact that, with your background, you also understand the sensitivity that surrounds alcohol sales so close to the reservation. And
Yes.
I'm very excited for your new market. I think this is a great idea, and I appreciate you being willing to take it on. So
Well,
I just
thank
wanted
you.
to say I will be supporting your I'll be supporting your application.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Orton. Any other commissioners have comments, questions? Let's see here, Andrea, might have one more. Talk to us a little bit about, you note that you're going to be working on strategic partnerships with the other recreational amenities in the area. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we are one of many hotels in Bluff, of course. And I imagine they're having the same difficulties I'm having as a hotelier, not being able to direct their guests to food sources. There's only a few restaurants in town, and they tend to close by October 31st and don't reopen till March. And even then, they're closed a couple days a week. Some overlap between the restaurants. So I know that the other hotels in town share my challenges with giving great service to their guests. So we will definitely be reaching out to the other hotels to let them know that they can send their guests to Sweetwater Market and not go hungry. If they come in kind of late, they can arrange for a pickup service, which will be really awesome for people who are coming in maybe after 9 o'clock. They can schedule online when to pick up their groceries. So because the Europeans tend to eat so late at night, and the restaurants right now are closing at 8 and typically 9 o'clock, during high season. So yeah, we're gonna be reaching out to everybody in Bluff. We're members of the business organization, Business Owners of Bluff, Bob, and we're really gonna try to bring the community together and rally around this little market, because it won't just benefit us, it'll benefit the whole business community there in Bluff.
Well, thank you very much, Andrea. That is terrific. We really do wish you well, and we're going to have now, I think, move to what we have to do is we'll have a formal motion and a vote to approve the application, and then Brian, then you enter into, this isn't a license, it's a contract with the department, correct?
Yes, I think you'll want the motion to direct the department to
Thank you.
enter into a package agency agreement.
Thank you very much for that clarification. All right, commissioners, I think unless you have other questions, let's see if we can move this along. Commissioner Conaby, looks like you're ready to go on that.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to direct staff to enter into a package agency operator license with Comb Ridge Coffee LLC as presented to staff report.
Thank you very much. Second, please. Commissioner Orton, that was a second from Commissioner Orton. Any further discussion? Commissioner Tennant?
Can we just get a clarification of the name for the application that we're?
You may. What I have, let's see.
Can I let Jeremy?
Thank you. It's the Sweetwater Market in Bluff.
Is that right?
Yeah, I just read it off the
Great.
owner
Thank you.
questions. I don't know.
Oh, just a correction on the motion.
Sure.
Sweetwater, let's try that again, Steve. Sweetwater Market in Bluff.
Amended
Chair,
as
it's not a motion. It's a market. We're all tongue tied here.
Chair,
Yes.
can I make one other?
Please,
amendment on the
please, Brian,
motion?
yes,
It's
please.
a contract, not a license. That
Right.
would be great.
It is that would include it in the motion that it is enter into for a contract. And to clarify, we understand it's not a license with the package agencies. Okay, everyone clear? Thank you, Commissioner Tennant. Everyone for clarifying that. We've had a second. So all in favor of the motion as presented, say aye.
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 Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Andrea, we wish you well, and we look forward to having great success.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, members of the board.
Thank you for joining us. All right. Okay, we'll move on now, Craig. Let's go back to you for the license renewal reminder.
Okay, thank you again, Chair Handy. We are currently in a license renewal period for the following license types: our restaurant beer only, our on-premise beer retailer, that's a recreational amenity, that's a beer recreational, on-premise beer retailer, it's a tavern, and the off-premise beer retailer state license. So if you have not submitted your renewal applications and you hold one of those licenses, we have until Saturday, January 31st as the deadline to be able to do so without penalty of a late fee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Craig. Now we have, let's see, we're going to the consent agenda, and Brian Swan, Deputy Regulatory and Legal Affairs, will present these number of items, and he'll present them as consent. And I know that we'll have particularly one discussion as we go along, but we'll turn the time to you, Brian.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, on the consent agenda, we have items A through L on the agenda here in front of you. That includes the approval of last month's meeting minutes, and then all of the individual licensees under their specific license types in all of those sub-items. So the chair and the commission have the option here of singling out or taking one to discuss or ask questions or discuss singularly, or take them all as one block vote to approve. And if you do that, all of these individual licensees listed will be granted their license. I will just note to you that for the extended closures, all of those dates are listed with those applicants on the agenda as well. So to you, Chair, unless you have any questions.
Thank you very much. Questions for Mr. Swan? Go ahead, Commissioner Orton.
I just have a point of clarification. On G1, under Canvas Moab, was that just a seasonal closure, or were there issues that they were dealing with?
That was tourist, right? Yeah. I believe that was tourist seasonal, yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Tourist seasonal, sure. Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Commissioner Conaby.
It looks like Woodward Park City is applying for both a restaurant full service and an on-premise beer retail license, correct?
Did you understand that, Brian? Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Great, thanks.
Correct. Okay. Anything else? Commissioner Tui, did you have an item, please?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make the motion, and then another fun point of elaboration from me today. I'll make the motion that we approve the consent agenda as written.
Thank you. And a second, please. Commissioner Orton, a second. Now discussion. Commissioner Tui.
Yeah, I just wanted to dig down a little bit on the reception center license type. We've got an extended closure here on our agenda to approve today. No issue with that, but did want to point out that for the reception center license type, it's not one we see every meeting. We see it infrequently, but we do have a limited number of reception licenses that the legislature has granted. We only have 3 left, and we have 2 applications in the queue. So assuming that those go through, we will have 1 application left. So I asked about it during our subcommittee meetings this month because I think the commission should consider whether or not 1 license means it's scarce and we need to pull it off and discuss it, or if there's any competition around it. That said, I think we might also be limited with the change in the law about holding licenses back. I think we have to grant it no matter what. I know we've had that policy discussion before.
Yes.
But I do understand that legislators are aware of this issue and planning to address it maybe in the omnibus alcohol bill this year. And I wondered if the director wanted to comment on that.
Director Evans, please, if you could enlighten us a little bit.
Sure. I do think there is some discussion looking at, commission discretion in the omnibus alcohol bill. We have not seen a copy of that yet, and we'll keep you posted when we do. I do want to make just maybe another comment about the reception center license piece. Based on our projections, given the number and the population quota that's in statute, we probably wouldn't see a new reception license come on board until about 2030, unless someone surrendered or something along those lines. So that's a little different analysis than we've had in the past, a little longer wait period, and I think is relevant to the discussion. So
2030. Okay. So, I mean, I have no issue with granting the extended closure today, mostly because I think we have absolutely no latitude to deny it. But down in the future, if we run out of licenses and we get an extended closure request, I would be less inclined to approve it. So Chair, I'll be voting yes on the block, of course, but just wanted to make sure that the commission was aware of that potential issue in the future.
We are so appreciative for that discussion, both to you and Director Evans, and thank you very much for informing us and giving us that context. All right, commissioners, there has been a motion and a second. I'll place that all in favor of the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented as a block. It's A through L. Please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That also passes unanimously. Now, we have our license applications and the bar establishments. Rob, would you like to come forward?
Good morning, Commissioners. The first one we have is a change of ownership. It's for the Highlander Pub in Murray. This application is complete and meets statutory requirements.
All right, very good. We're going to take these separately, as you know. So now we'll need, as Rob has presented, do you have any questions for Rob on the Highlander? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the change of ownership for the Highlander Pub. Vice Chair Terrazon has moved that, and a second, please, Commissioner Orton. Thank you. A second. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. That passes. Now, Rob, next.
Right, we have 28 full-year bar licenses available, and we have 2 applications. The first one is Wolf Dog Brewing in Sandy. This application is complete. There's actually a tavern license that's there that's going to be surrendered. And then we have the Burger Lab in Salt Lake City. This application is conditional. These applications do meet statutory requirements and are ready for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Rob? Commissioner, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the license for Wolf Dog Brewing and a conditional bar license for Burger Lab. Vice Chair Terrazon, thank you. And a second from Commissioner Owens. Thank you. And now, any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approving the bar establishment license for Wolf Dog Brewing and a conditional bar establishment license for Burger Lab as presented, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you very much, Rob. Okay, here we are at 5 minutes to 11. And who's happy about that? Comments from commissioners. Did any commissioners have any comments? Commissioner
Sure.
Toohey.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then Commissioner Owens. Yeah.
I did want to just take a minute and provide some recognitions for many of our licensees who were just nominated as semifinalists for the prestigious James Beard Award.
Oh.
So for people in the foodie world, this is a very big deal. I looked at this list and immediately made a few reservations myself. So wanted to just publicly recognize several semifinalists in Utah, including Juna and chefs from Arlo, Ochre, Felt Bar and Eatery, The Pearl, and Urban Hill. So I think we forget a lot of our time. We forget sometimes our jobs up here are facilitate these restaurants and bars and doing really good work. And so we should also remember to go out and enjoy the good work. So,
Do that.
Chair, that's all I wanted to say, provide that recognition.
Commissioner Owens, you had a comment, please?
Well, I didn't want Commissioner Tui to have all the fun today.
Okay, go for it.
I just wanted to thank our licensees for all of their hard work with 100% ID. That's been a headache for a lot of them, I believe, and especially their frontline staff because they've really gotten the brunt of angry people. Because of my day job in tourism and hospitality, I have fielded a lot of phone calls on this challenging event and both urban and rural, and getting especially our international people to remember to pack their passports. Some of them hate doing that when they're skiing. Some of them hate doing that when they're hiking. But I also just want to thank Michelle for working closely with the Utah Office of Tourism because we put some things together to try to mitigate that and help those visitors understand these new rules. So.
You know, that is such a great comment, and your perspective is so important, Commissioner Owens. It's so important. We are in this time of this started on January 1st, this 100%, you know, and check. And gee, I even went into a place and was asked for my ID, and I ordered a Diet Coke. So anyway, thank you very much for that perspective. We are in a time that we're hoping that the legislature director can sort this out a little bit for us. We, the commissioners, we don't make any policy. We implement and follow the policy as directed by the legislature. Any other comments? Thank you. Then we'll proceed to see if anyone from the public would like to address the commission. Do we have anyone, Melissa? Anyone online or in person?
Not online. We have a few in person.
Thank you.
There's 3. Shigara Sai.
When you come forward, just give us your name, your establishment, where you are, where you're from, and let's you know, take a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. I think we've got some time to hear from you. Would you like to come forward? First one. Okay, the second person.
Edith Lauren with the Peru. No. Did you want to say a public comment? No, I think they were just signing in.
You're okay, huh? It's not required. It's not required. I just say to you, it's not required that you make comment. We've already had the votes. If you had an application, it's been approved, and so I think we're in good shape. But it's not required. But if you'd like to, thank you. Okay. Who else?
Last one is Edgar Ariza.
Edgar, are you here? Would you like to come and talk to us? You're good, huh? Thank you. You're good. All right. Thanks. I know that when you come to these meetings and, you know, that sometimes you have to make your case, but I think most of the time that the staff, we have a very straightforward procedure. If you pretty well check the boxes, there are always extenuating circumstances, but if you pretty well check the boxes, you'll be able to have your application approved. And we appreciate Director, you and your staff for having the commission well prepared today for our commission meeting to make it efficient and to get the work in front of us completed. So with that, we'll have one more motion. Commissioner Tennant, you're nodding your head. All right, and a second. Commissioner Terrazana is a second. All in favor say aye, and we will stand adjourned. Thank you very much.